Hey, this is Pastor Josh, and I'm excited to bring God's Word to you this week and next, July 11th. We're going to be talking about work. So despite your bad supervisor that you either have now or have had, the bad office lighting, people stealing lunch out of the fridge, despite all the bad things we think about work is good because God created it. Work matters. And then on July 18th, we're not just talking about work in general, but we're talking about your work. How your work matters because God has given you purpose, value, and meaning in your vocation. So we're going to be talking about work, and I want to introduce some resources that might be helpful to you if you're looking for something really good on work. Start out with this tiny bit. You can see how tiny it is. So you can finish this really quickly. It's called Work, The Meaning of Your Life. It's by Lester DeCoster, and you can check that out. It defines what work is and what God says about it. This is a really, really good book. The Gospel at Work by Traeger and Gilbert. Really helpful stuff that's based in the gospel. So gospel-centered. I love it. Flourishing Faith is an interesting book by Chad Brand. It's a Baptist primer on work, economics, and civic stewardship. Some really, really good stuff in that. Now this one is gold for me because it's got people I know in here. It's called The Pastor's Guide to Fruitful Work and Economic Wisdom, Understanding What Your People Do All Day. The foreword is by Tom Nelson, a former pastor of mine, who also wrote a book on Work Matters. Yes, I stole this title for the sermon title this week. No apologies. So those are books designed to help you think about your vocation, whatever that is. And one in particular, if you're retired and you're really not thinking about student, college, career, if you're trying to think of some second career ideas, Halftime might be a book to help you think about where God has placed you right now. Now those are books. Not everybody likes books, so I've got a couple of websites for you to check out. One is theologyofwork.org. It's an amazing site, lots of good resources, articles, videos. They also publish a magazine called Common Good. And then Depree.org, DEPREE.org. It's Fuller's Dupree Center. That's got some great stuff as well. And then MadeToFlourish.org. That's actually headed up by Tom Nelson, the same guy who authored that. So check out MadeToFlourish.org. Now, in the sermon, I will mention an upcoming webinar, but I want to give you a sneak peek now. It's called How Do I Discern God's Path for My Career Development? It's a free webinar that's going to happen July 17th. So that's like 10 resources right there. There is so much growing right now in the field of work, vocation for the believer, because we spend all of our time working somehow, whether that's studying for school or spending time developing our home, engaged in the culture, or whether we're in an office or on the street, flipping burgers, selling retail. Everything we do is our vocation. So we really want to think deeply about this. That's why I'm excited that over the next 2 weeks, we're going to talk about work matters and your work matters. I'll see you Sunday.